see a few people commenting. But I see it on Facebook. Do you guys mind? Oh, okay. I see Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne Holmes. Can you guys keep posting in the chat? I need to make it known. You're all I need. We can do it. Just if you guys are posting again for us, we just want to make sure everybody can see us. I see we got a few people that are joining. Comment back. She's my baby girl. Let us know you guys are out there. Hey, Yvonne Holmes and Abby Pittman.
Hey, cuz. Renee, A.K. Ivy. Horace. I'm sure Horace did it with Yvonne. They inseparable.
Yep.
She's my baby girl. You're my baby girl.
I see. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. Hey, you guys. Great evening, Valerie. So we kind of pausing just to give everybody a little bit of chance to get on here. Hey, Teresa Lindsay. You guys keep chatting for us. I can see your comments, Renelda. We wait for a few minutes, babe. I want to make sure I'm good to go. What's interesting is that
Mac Jackson, what's up? What's up? My main man.
Okay, hey, Vera, what's up? Yeah. Much love to you. Von Holmes, Mac Jackson. Hey, Mac Jackson. It's Lisa Lindsay. I said that, didn't I? Okay. Woo. That was a good song.
Hey.
Woo,
my baby girl.
Yes. Ooh,
that's what
good.
you are, baby. Hey.
What's that now?
You my medicine.
All right. Hold on now.
No, you come with.
Oh, shut up now. Okay, you guys, look, we're going to get started. You can still play that, baby. And then keep it down a little bit low. You guys, if y'all don't mind, tell us. I said, oh, hey, Linda Mosley, you came back to us. Good evening. I know where some of you guys are tuning in from. Well, must like that song.
You said play a little bit more. I thought you said
another song, baby. Another
song. Okay.
You guys, we need a few more chats, so we know we all good to go. We're gonna get started.
The last few weeks, I don't know, Facebook or StreamYard or something has been playing with our numbers, and we didn't get the correct numbers of the count.
Yeah,
people didn't get the comments, and a lot of things we didn't get.
Yeah, well, we're
trying to figure out what's what.
We just noticed that, and some other people heard other people talk about, the data analytics not showing up on Facebook. I just thought it was, just strange stuff that you see when you're doing these this technology. So we're learning. Hey, Dewan Wright Tuggle. What's up, Pat? And so you guys, we are gonna get started.
Hey, is that Jesse Tuggle wife for the Hall of Fame Falcons?
Really?
From the Big G.
Come on,
yeah,
really?
From the Big G.
From Griffin.
Yeah, you know it.
Everybody, Tuggle is not from Griffin. That's what
she's from Griffin.
Everybody is not from Griffin.
The Hammer. She's married to the Hammer.
Okay, we're talking about yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Come on, talk back to me, homegirl. Talk back to me.
Okay, baby, we gotta go a little bit lower on the music because I can hear.
I can turn it off.
Sister. No, just turn it on just a tad.
Okay.
I like the music. Y'all like the music? Okay, I love the music. So I was telling Fuller, I wanted to chat today about because so many. He turned down just a little bit more.
Okay.
So I was mentioning to Fuller that I love a lot of things lately that he's been doing, and we call that the little things. And what I mean by that is, just the simple things sometimes that in life make big impacts. And last week we talked about relationships. Is the music too loud, you guys? Still, I just want to make sure that they can hear me okay, because I know my sis and Vera in a minute. Vera gonna say, "Why the music so loud?" So, but I wanted to. I was talking about last week about the relationships and just how we how women as independent women, how we are. And then over the weekend, tell you guys about my weekend a little bit. We went to Myrtle Beach, came back, and then shortly after that, I ended up going to Oklahoma for a Legal Shield convention. Legal Shield is a business that I took over for my late husband, David, and just spent a lot of time this weekend. You're getting kind of pumped up, getting revved up on Legal Shield, all things Legal Shield. Yes, you're right, darling. It's the little things, right? And so this weekend, while I was gone, Fuller is so amazing, you guys. Everybody needs a Fuller in their life. In fact, my girlfriend Sean said that everybody needs a Fuller. And what Fuller did for me was every day I find something out that's great about what he does. And like this weekend, while I was gone, he stayed home because he had a couple of doctor's appointments that he couldn't miss. But he also helped with the kids. This is the first time I've been gone, and he actually held down the fort for him. But he never complained. He, in fact, was trying to make provisions on going to this event with me. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. And then I just said to myself, it's really the little things about the things that he does. And I'm not just talking about being married, right? I'm just talking about relationships in general, the little things that people do for you that are so big. And Fuller, keeping the kids, I'm not going to say watching the kids, right? Because, we're married, they become our kids together.
Right.
And so, right. But so while I was traveling, Fuller just said, what can I do for you that would make things easier for you? What is it that you want me to do as it relates to, taking care of, taking the kids to their appointments? I got it. I was like, wow, you got it. And then, and then I started thinking of other things that he does that I took for granted. Really, I didn't take it for granted because I saw things happening in my previous relationships. And I started writing down some other things that are little things that turn into big things. And sometimes those big things are not always good things. Right, they're things that bother us that we don't really ever talk about.
Yeah.
We just say, "Oh,
no, that we talk about it."
Yeah, you and I talk about it, right?
But other couples don't talk about it, and so those little things, just like little things, lead to success and victory. Little things can lead to misunderstanding, can lead to blow up to be bigger than it is.
Yeah,
because you don't deal with it. You don't necessarily deal with it. I want to keep it positive. You don't talk about it. You don't discuss it.
Right. Yeah. Like today. But when I got back home from my trip, I was so tired. But Fuller went and got, he got some barbecue from one of our favorite barbecue places. Made sure the kids were taken care of, even though Paige and her friend are greedy. And they ate up most of the food.
Ate a whole slab of ribs by herself.
And so, but they was content. And what was great is that, I don't know, these are things that we don't talk about all the time, which is some people may not leave their child, with their brand new husband.
Yeah,
True. Because they got girls,
True.
right? So they're just kind of watching things for a while. And Fuller knows how I feel about my kids. And I was very comfortable with leaving Paige and her friend here and Austin. But all of that mattered to me. And just those little things with you, even when I got home. This was one I almost forgot about. I didn't write it down. When I got home, you guys keep posting because I like to make sure the internet is not hanging up. Don't have any issues. Tell me, hey, that was good or something. Hey, what's up, Fat? Kyle Spencer's. Why, hey, Kyle?
What's up?
What you watching?
Jersey City. Mm-hmm.
So you guys will see me looking over here because I'm looking at my phone also, because sometimes the phone on Facebook is different than the chats that we see on StreamYard. So, but what Fuller did was, my girlfriend, which I appreciate the little things that they did. They picked me up to go to the airport. They brought me back home. My girlfriend Sean and her husband Warren. In fact, happy anniversary, Sean and Warren Harper. That was great. But when I got home, Fuller was standing in the garage with the garage already up, ready to receive me. And I was like, Fuller. I was thinking I was going to, because I texted him and said I'm on my way home. But I didn't have to get in the driveway and for him to say, or for me to say, can you open up the garage? The garage was already open. Those that know Fuller would say, that's my big brother. That's my boy.
That's Vera.
That's my home.
That's Vera and Fat.
Right. That's what they would say. That's my big brother. That's what he does. Right. But that was so great for me. Baby, you got anything to say? Because I'll keep going because I do have a list.
Oh, okay. Well, you can keep going, but I have to just interject this. Every woman wants to know that she's honored, that she's loved, and that her man anticipate her coming. And he just can't wait to lay his eyes on her. He can't wait to touch her. He can't wait to hold her. And Warren had gotten the luggage out of the back of the truck, and he brought it to the edge of the garage. And I hugged him. And I hugged Sean. I said, "Good night, y'all. I see you." Because I was telling them they got to go. They got to go. Because I wanted my baby to feel like it was a whole welcome committee. Like it was trumpets blowing out of the car garage. The rose pellet was everywhere. That was in my mind. That was only my mind. But I wanted her to feel like that, even though those things weren't there. And when a woman feel like she's secure, she feel like that you're the apple of her eye. I mean, she's not going anywhere. She gonna multiply whatever you give her. Yeah. And I said, you get what you give away. But a woman will multiply that which she received. Right. And my sisters, I got 4 of them: Jennifer, Linda, Vera, Fat, Lelia, Fat. And they'll tell you, it's a lot of things I got wrong, a lot of things I can't do right. But one thing I do know, I know how to treat a woman.
You know how to treat a woman, you guys.
And that's one thing I do know.
And so, yes, we are a couple talking about relationships, but we're also talking about single people, just in friendship. Just the little things, sowing the do-good seed of kindness, like Sean did for me. Mm-hmm. Like we did for each other just through this trip, just really encouraging one another. But the other things that I wrote down is the little things. And I didn't really think about this until I started thinking about what are the other little things that you do that I appreciate. And I know some of you guys are going to say that should be normal. That should be what you ought to do. What somebody, when you're married, you should do those things. Like, for example, wearing your wedding ring. Mm-hmm. That is to somebody else whose spouse may wear their wedding band. That's nothing. But for some women, and I see it all the time on TV. Mm-hmm. I see it all the time at church. I see pastors that don't wear their wedding ring. And I don't understand that. Right. And so when you got your wedding ring on right now, baby, you took it off. Look, Bull ain't got his way.
I would have washed my hands.
Look, in the I'm not forgiving my baby some accolades.
But I don't wash my hands, put soap or lotion on my ring. I take them off. Yeah. And I just ran to take the kids to swim.
Yeah, he was like this when I said that. But he did. He had on his wedding ring all day.
But I'm consistent. That's one thing I am. I'm consistent with the little things.
You are. And so today I said to Fuller, he came home and he had on his really nice wedding band. Because he wanted to wear it for a special occasion today. And so I just said, I appreciate you wearing your wedding band always. And Pastor Dollars is the same thing.
Right.
Won't ever. So I remember on times when he would get up on the pulpit, and if he didn't have his ring on, he'd say, "I left my ring. I know I don't have it on, but I left it because, you know, I left it at home."
Right.
But Fuller never go anywhere. So little things. Wearing the red wedding band, and for me, I don't wear all my full set. But that's one thing about women. When we marry, we wear our wedding ring. I don't know why. The women definitely gonna always have on their wedding ring, but some of our men don't do that. And I know you're gonna teach an episode on Godfidence for just the men.
I'll do that.
It's coming up soon. So other thing are compliments.
Okay.
Now, here's what Fuller said to me today. While it was not, if I were small thinking and looked at opportunities for him to be critical and I received it that way, I could have took what he said in the wrong way. So he said to me today, "Darlene, I have this brand is called Pink, and it was just a sweatshirt, bulky, and it has a zipper up. And so I had it on, and so Fuller said, 'You gonna wear that on Godfidence?' And I said, 'Yeah.' I said, 'I know it's kind of bulky, but you can't see down this low, right?' So I just kind of show it from up here, and it's got a zipper, so I kind of zipped it up and made it look cute, you guys." Fuller didn't still think it was cute, but he just said what he said. And what I did was, instead of me just saying, "Well, I zipped it up, I'm sitting down, nobody can see that part, this should be okay," right? That's what we do as independent women. We decide for ourselves what it should be, right? And so, but what did I do, babe?
You went and changed.
I went and changed.
To a Godfidence t-shirt.
I did.
And now I feel good.
Yeah. And because what would have happened later?
Because you listen.
Because I listen. Yeah. And that's the little thing.
And you know where the place is coming from.
Yeah.
I remember about Barbara Layton saying, "Ricky, I'm for you. I'm for you." Yeah. And the place is coming from a pure heart. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say anything to put you down or beat you up, because Fuller still love Fuller.
Yep. And thank you, Fuller, for telling Fuller.
And me self love myself, and myself love me self. But Fuller loves some Fuller.
Fuller loves some Fuller.
Yeah.
Does hey, Dr. Layton. Leighton love Leighton.
That's right. Leighton love Leighton.
Holmes love Holmes. Spencer love Spencer.
Barbara love Rick.
Adams love Adams. For those that are single and watching,
that's right.
Adams, we're going to declare not an Adams versus or Adam love Adams, but a future Jackie Adams, whatever.
That's
Put
right.
your blank on that, Miss Adams, and go on and declare your new last name.
Miss Jackie, you next on the list.
Next on the list. Johnson love
Johnson. We're going to marry you off.
Yes. Adams love, Don Adams is on here too. So all
Don Adams, right.
Harvey love Harvey. So all of those types of things, the little foxes, the Bible says, that spoils the vine. Right. And so I don't want the little things to add up and become bad seeds in our relationship. So I went and changed my shirt. And so this was more appropriate for him, even though it's just a t-shirt.
It's a small thing. It's a small thing.
He said what he said. But if I hadn't changed my shirt, in his mind, he'd been thinking, I did kind of ask her to change her shirt, but she gave me an excuse why she shouldn't change. Don't we do that as ladies? We give a reason why, we rationalize it out. I'm sitting down.
Yeah.
But you still said the shirt looked too bulky. Don't go out like that in public, darling. Wear it around the house is okay.
Why would I say that to you?
Because Fuller love Fuller.
Right.
And you want me to look my best always.
Always.
And so, thank you for telling me what you didn't like. Yeah. And I could receive it. That it wasn't that you didn't like it, but you just was making me better. Right. So, and I'm glad that you said it, because oftentimes in our relationships, we don't say what we don't like, and we just let it build up. We wear, as ladies, maybe we wear a certain color lipstick that may not be, what's the right word? Attractive to your spouse. Or maybe you don't wear any lipstick at all. Right. Thank you, Pat. You represent him too. Yeah. So, and maybe you wear too much makeup. Maybe you don't wear enough makeup. Maybe you wear pants all the time. You should wear skirts sometimes. So it could be anything. Maybe you wear them big old eyelashes. And and he don't like eyelashes. Or maybe you don't like the stuff that he wears. So it's being accommodating for one another. Hey, what you got to say?
But we are in this together.
We are.
And I want you to always present yourself like the queen that you are. Because the queen don't You don't see, I bet you won't see the queen walk around with a big bulky t-shirt on, or
Mm-hmm.
a big bulky swole up shirt. And
Ooh.
I just want you to come into your queendom. And as you come into your queendom, you're on display, and you'll make other women step up to another level who's not there. Some of them might already be there, and they can help you step up.
Yeah.
But your job is to help someone who's not there yet to step up. You
Yeah.
know, but little things yield success. Little things yield success. You know, if you just think about the little small things that that you can do for a woman, that you can do for each other. You know, one thing that I do on a regular basis is I bring flowers to Q. I call her Q. You know, her name is Darlene. I call her Q. I bring her flowers. Look, I go to Kroger. I go to Publix. It's not where they come from. First, it's how they look. First of all, they ain't gonna look tacky and bring them to you. I'll bring just the leftovers from what they have, because I have gone there and not bought anything because the flour wasn't fresh.
Right.
And you know, not that it costs that much, and they have gone up though. But just things like that. Bloom about $1.50 a piece. You go and buy 5-6 blooms. It's not the price. It's those little things that, look, you thought about me. You were busy as you were today. You took time out to stop by the store and pick this up. It's the thought you'll be thinking. And if you want success in your relationship, don't start with the big stuff. Yes. Start with the small thing. But whatever you start doing, be consistent. That's what I love about Darlene Q saying, she's full of one thing about you. I noticed when we was dating that you was consistent with everything you do. And not only I'm consistent with Q. Paige is just turned 16. That's a special birthday. We had a great time at Myrtle Beach celebrating her 16th birthday. But Paige has learned. Darlene sometimes will jump out the car, but Paige is not moving. You could go in the store. She'll be sitting out there in that car. I taught her that when you start dating, which is going to be about 20 more years, when you start dating, the gentleman comes around and open the door. If he don't open the door, you keep sitting there. And I'm working with Austin to consistently open the door. He does it sometimes, but he's not consistent. And I'm making him be consistent because I want to plant a seed in them that those things count. This is how gentlemen act. This is how a lady act. And it creates success in your relationship. Don't take each other for granted. If your husband or your wife do something for you, small thing, they might just run the store and buy a meal, or they might something they don't do. They might clean up the kitchen, or they might make up the bed or change the bed and make it up. Whatever. Just, oh, baby, that was so thoughtful. You know, it might have been even been his responsibility. He should have done that, but still notice that he did something different around the house to make our living quarters better.
Right, baby, I tell you, it truly is those little things that you have done that make me want to do and desire to do. Fuller, the one thing that he does, he is consistent, but the compliments. You know, he always says, you know, you look pretty, or I like that on you, or, you know, you look slender, even though I'm continuing to work on, you know, the things that we as women, we look in ourselves in the mirror and we automatically start criticizing ourselves. Men, I just noticed, I didn't think about that, but you guys don't do that as much as we're always looking at ourselves and we find fault before we find what's right about ourselves. And so as women, we need to look in the mirror sometimes and just say, I'm thankful. Let me just say this to you guys. I'm thankful for that I have, and this was just kind of popped in my head, that I have hair. I have hair on my head. So I got a girlfriend, Renelda Johnson, who spoke or who sang at my wedding. She, like Jada Pinkett Smith, deals with alopecia.
Yeah, she's on here tonight. She's one of the first ones on every week.
And so the things that sometimes we're not as grateful for, so like when she and I do Marco Polo, I'll be doing like this to my hair. Like, let me see if my hair is right. And so when I'm talking, I naturally start touching my hair and stuff. And so she said one day, she said, you have a head full of hair, darling. She said, it's so pretty. She said, so, but I've worked for these years on being comfortable with knowing I have this going on. And so, I said all that to say Fuller gives these compliments, and sometimes it's when we downplay who we are, and he lifts me back up to make sure that I know that, I'm beautiful to him. And it's compliments about the food that I cook, or, and I don't mean just from a man's perspective, but ladies, again, I compliment him. Yeah, and so I just appreciate that we are looking for opportunities. You said Pastor Taffy said to you yesterday, Fuller just love. He just love. He just want to be happy. We just want to love all the time.
You say that all the time, though.
Yeah.
She should tell me all the time, Fuller, you just love.
Just love.
Just love. And, I do. It's much easier to love than hate. It's much easier to love and be at peace and be in comfort. Yeah. I want Q, when she see me coming, when I pull up, I want to see a smile on her face. She's what is it going to be like today? Lord, what's going to be, I don't want her to be concerned about what mood I'm in, how I'm going to act. I want to always want to see me, yearn to see me, want to touch me, want to hold me, want to kiss me. I want all of that all the time. Life is short. I remember like yesterday I was 16. I remember yesterday being 30. I remember being 40. It seemed like it was yesterday. It's on. So time go by so fast. You don't have time to waste at being angry, upset, and mad. Yeah. And let me tell you, Q always fix my plate. She always fix my plate, and not only fix it, she brings it to me. Yeah. Anything, not only just the plate, but the salt, pepper, hot. If I love hot sauce, she bring the hot sauce. Anything that go with that particular meal, she brings it to the table and make it easy for me. Yeah. I know you saying, but y'all only been married 5 months, but it can last a lifetime. It should last a lifetime.
I know people that got upset after being married for a few months, and then they all up in arms and doing therapy. And I mean, I've seen that
because they choose to.
Yeah.
Because see, you can choose to be happy.
Yeah.
You can choose to be. So if you are not happy in your relationship, why don't you do something different? Why don't you take ownership and you do something different? And don't start with nothing big. Start with something small. Start with the little thing and start doing it consistent. Be consistent with it. And I love that you fix my plate every day. I love that. If we upstairs and I said, I want some water, you'll get it for me. Anything I want. But I'll do that for you too. Because, and it's not because of just the 5 months. Gloria Fuller, y'all know that Jean Fuller. I say it consistently. She married a grown boy, but she turned me into a grown man. So she trained me quite well. So Darlene is getting the fruit of her labor.
Thank you, Jane.
She's getting the cute.
I say that a lot on every episode. Thank you, Jane.
She's getting the fruit of Jean's labor. Yes, and believe you me, the labor was hard.
Yes.
But we Jean and I, we made a choice to be happy. We made a choice to be happy.
Yeah.
And when she left, I know she left happy. My sisters was there. I know Jennifer was there and Vera was there about when she passed, but my sister was there all the time. And they used to tell me, I'm so proud of you, because they know that I'm not domestic at all. And they said, I'm proud of you the way you treat her. I'm proud. So by her transitioning and me knowing the things I did right and the things I did wrong, a lot of them was major. Some of them were major when I was younger. Some of them was minor things when I was older. But I tell you what, I learned how to appreciate a woman. I learned how to appreciate love. I learned how to respect and honor and marriage. And I know I didn't want to be by myself the rest of my life. So when Darlene and I started dating, I told her I'm not dating to date. I'm looking for a wife. I'm looking for a wife where I can make her the happiest woman on the earth. Because it don't take money I mean, it takes some. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But I wanted her to be the happiest woman, married woman on earth. And if whatever I had to do to make that happen, I'm willing to pay the price because I know what I'm going to get in return.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just so you just make choices.
Yeah,
you make a choice of what you want. What do you want out of, I'm asking you, what do you want out of your marriage? What are you willing to do? You know, there was an old movie called Untouchables. And Elliot Ness was playing things by the rule. Everything had to be by the rule. But this old experienced police officer, Sean Connery, he said, "What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do?" He was saying, like, if you're gonna win, you got to do something different because these guys don't play by the rule.
Right.
So what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? It's not all your spouse.
Yeah.
It's not the other person with you.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror. It might be you. But what are you willing to change? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to do? You have to make a choice. You choose life, Deuteronomy 30, or you choose death. Yeah. Life is in the power of the tongue. Bang! Say it. What I said? Life is in the power of the tongue.
Notice you said life and not death. And
right.
life.
You
just said life.
I don't know death. I'm not speaking death. So speak life. Say here. Say if your husband not where he's supposed to be. Start saying, my husband is the best dressed man in Georgia. My husband is the kindest person. The kindest husband in the world sleep in this bed. And start praying and speaking those things that my husband only have eyes for me. My husband considered me. He thinks, well, if you're dating, just say, my boyfriend this, my boyfriend or my girlfriend this, and begin to speak those things that you want to see, the type of man that you want, or the type of man that you want your husband to be. Just speak on those things because they matter. What life is in the power of the tongue. You speak good or evil. You speak death or you speak life. I choose to have nothing but life in my mouth.
And I like what you said, which is, even if you're not married, you gave a lot of reminders about, if you're married, ask for these things, call those things into existence. But for the person that doesn't even have a spouse yet, they can still claim that for their life. They can call those things that be not as though they were until they see what they say. Yeah. I wrote this down from this past weekend for my trip. We went to a team breakout, and one of the guys, Ben Hilger, who was one of our six-figure income earners, he said, "I am the door for more."
Wow, I like that.
So what you just said,
right?
I'm the door for more.
Right.
I can give more. Like I took my mom to get dental implants for dentures for her teeth. That cost a lot of money. Does Darlene just have, what was it, $11,000 for the oral surgeon, and then do you have another few thousand for the? No, I'm the door for more. I'm claiming that because I believe that with long life will He satisfy my mother with. So I'm sowing the seeds of greatness for her.
The seed. But in return you get a harvest.
Yeah.
The seed, but you can't produce a harvest you don't sow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
seed is the foundation for breakthrough.
Yeah.
And so even in your marriage, Q and I talk about this all the time. So do good seeds.
Yeah.
So do good seed to your husband. So do good, even though he might not earn it or deserve it. Husband, do good seed to your wife, even though she might have not done anything to earn it.
Yeah.
But you sow a do good seed in the right way by faith. Everything we do is by faith, and do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I got another, just a couple of other things I want to mention. Today you mentioned to me and can we do 5 minutes?
Sure, yeah.
So today we were talking about in the kitchen, you said, "Darling, guess what? I forgot to tell you this, babe. Somebody flirted with me." I was like, "What? Somebody flirted with you, baby?" So we were just laughing. And so I said, "Tell me about it." Because I'm all excited to find out. And he was like, "Oh, this happened, and this is what she said." And I was like, "How you know she flirted with you?" And so he was like, "Because we know."
Right.
And so, but what was great about that is he came home and told me, because we friends.
Right.
And he was like,
I got nothing to hide.
Somebody was flirting with me.
And
I would do the same, like, you know, because I said that this guy that I think that was in Legal Shield, he never said anything to me, but I think that he was congratulating me on getting married. But I knew from the past that, you know, he may have hollered, but I don't know. But I said that to him. And so for him to say that to me about somebody that was flirting with him, I find it as a compliment, because look, I could go home and stay home with my baby. And so I just thought, what a great seed of truth to share with your spouse, instead of hiding it. And not that he was hiding anything, but sometimes when we are married, we don't tell the whole truth.
Right.
We put little bit of pieces of the story out on the table. And then, you know, as women, we don't ask you more. Right. And so then you got to say more, and then you start maybe trying to adjust your story. But I don't have to adjust.
Just tell the truth.
Just tell the truth.
No adjustment required.
Yeah. And so, but anyway, that was all good. And can I just say, this is my last story of kindness, of the little things. We were in the airport yesterday. We're coming back home, and I got flagged for a security screen. I forgot to tell you this. I had on my Godfidence shirt, the bling bling shirt that Pastor Huntley gave me, Yolanda Huntley. And so I got flagged. So the security person had to pat me all the way down, a female. So she had to go get gloves. She had to go around my breast. She had to go through my back. I'd never had this happen before. And she had to pat me down all the way down my legs, in between my legs, up almost like in my private area. She asked me, did I want her to do it in a private area? And I was like, no, but I didn't know she was going to do all that. Then they did some other kind of screening. And so she said, I got to ask you, ma'am, to go over to the other side. And she did the full body check.
Hey.
I am so thankful for the little things. That means that the God that's on the inside of me, the character of God, that I had that already inside of me, because I didn't realize until later on, even though she said I had to bling on my shirt, I forgot my shirt said Godfidence. And so had I gotten upset, because I had a little bit of disposition on the inside, I let that go. And then I got back to my seat. I was kind of upset because I felt violated. I got back to my seat. I said, oh my gosh, I'm so glad. The little things that could have been a big seed.
Right.
I didn't make it out to be a big thing, as my point.
And you wasn't to represent what you had on.
And I had on that Godfidence shirt. Right. And had I gone straight smack off, the God
went to ATL on
them. So anyway, baby, we got some music you're going to play us on out. It is now 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And guess what?
Make some comments.
Yeah, y'all make some comments. See the truth. Thank you, Yvonne Holmes. But look, you guys, next week, we're going to continue with another topic. If you guys have some topics we need to talk about, because, you know, Full and I come up with stuff based on what's happened for the week. So if you got another topic you'd like for us to talk about, let me know. I am going to be in with my niece, who I'm like her surrogate mother because my sister passed away. I am going to be in Austin, Texas for about a week and a half with my niece. And so Full is going to be holding it down. So he may need some help, you guys. But I'm going to be in Austin. So we're going to still do Godfidence. We're going to have two different channels. So I'm going to bring Fuller on as like we're guests. But we're going to still have our Godfidence on next week. And then the following week, I'll still be in Austin. But we'll hold it down.
So if I have a drink in my hand, y'all don't count it against me.
Whatever.
I might need a drink next week. I know about 3 days, but I don't know about 7 to 8 days by myself with them. No, it's gonna be all good because they are really good kids, and I will have no problem. Just have to go out and buy food every day. I ain't doing no cooking. That ain't what I do.
So, but I appreciate you, Yvonne Holmes, saying see you next week and keep doing this, because sometimes we start thinking, well, should we keep doing this? Because Mondays, this is a commitment. But we've decided that it is valuable information that we're sharing. So thank you guys for tuning in every week.
Because look, when it stopped being ministry, I don't want no part of it. I have something else I could be doing. So when I quit ministering to you, and you think is it we just course, just let me know my feelings would not be hurt because I can find something else to do. Nothing. So, but I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in every week. give a shout out to Meetsy, always Glover, one of my best friends in the whole world, Mac Jackson. I just love this dude, man. I mean, he's my guy. My siblings always being supportive. Griffin, hey, the grip. I love my folks from the grip. They always tune in. I just can't call all of them. Like Diane Harvey is always on it.
Look at Doc
Austin and all of them call. And my main man, Doc Layton. I mean,
you see what he said?
What is that?
Tell me, what's your cash app? Doc Layton.
my cash app, Doc, is $ Bishop. Bishop Fuller.
I don't know. We'd have to look it up to post it, but we'll post it in the chat. Thank you, Dr. Layton. I haven't thought about
Doc said that. So if you want to sow into our ministry and what is it, baby?
I'm gonna find it. You know, because we don't really ever think about it, and so, but we'll find it. We'll make sure we post it in the group and group.
But I think it's $ Bishop Fuller. That's what it is. It's Bishop Fuller. $ Bishop Fuller. And you know, just blessing you, sow into seed. Sow the seed into your relationship, sow a seed into your marriage. You know, I don't ask, but Doc always told me you need to put that on there, and I just don't do it. But
it is Bishop K. Fuller.
Bishop K. Fuller.
Bishop K. Fuller.
$ Bishop K. Fuller. Yes. And then sow into your marriage, sow into your relationship, sow into that husband you're looking for, that wife you're looking for. You know, we have a lot to offer, even children. You know, you can sow into that. So, hey, man, we love you guys so dearly. Keep showing up, and we'll keep ministering for you and ministering to you. So, God bless you. Peace out. I love being tacking on him. Soft jazz. Here we go. We got to get out of here. Love you guys. Hey, shout out to the grip one more time. My homies. I love the grip. Amen.
Love that. Music is on point. Well, baby, look. I gotta go to orchestra practice. No, I'm just talking. I'm just letting people listen to the jazz.
Yeah,
so good.
And she's on roller skates all the time. So,
thank you, baby. Love you.
One more time here.
See you guys.